Hey, I just had to let that rock for a little bit. You feel me? It is Tuesday morning, man. We had to come holler at the people. Monday night went down. I know my boy Rock is tired of seeing the Baltimore Ravens on night games, primetime games. And let's just cut the music off, man. We gotta get straight to it, Rock. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wanted to buddy you up a little bit, but we both going through some struggles right now with our teams. Yours more recently because it was just happened last night, and it seemed like we just back to back. The Ravens seem to hurt us because you know I rock with them Ravens too, man. But we got to check on the king, man. We got to make sure his hands aren't made of stone. We just got to figure some things out. But I'm glad you're here today, my brother. We're going to get straight to the point today, but we also going to have a good time like we always do. So let's lock in. Let's holler at the people. And, hey, how you feeling this morning, Playboy?
What is cooking? Good looking. I'm not feeling all the, at 100% fizz, but that don't matter because I got you and I got the people here. So I'm gonna go right through this stuff. Luckily, it's gonna I think it'd be a shorter show, fizz. If it's not, I'm gonna probably fall apart by the end of it. So I know you got some things going on, so do I. So I'm just gonna be here for a good time, not a long time, fizz. That's what it is.
That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. But overall, though, bro, week 3, man, it went down. A lot of great things, a lot of bad things, a lot of whatever. You know what I'm saying? It just was one of them weeks, man, for us. But we are gonna get to the people once they get up in here and get them a seat. But let's just start off, Rock, with something that was pretty bad. A lot of woes, a lot of downers. Let's get into these injuries, man, because it opened up opportunities for some people, and it also made some people say, "Damn, it's gonna be a long season." You know what I'm saying? So Najee Harris going down, man. Of course, no contact injuries. When you see them, bro, you already know, yeah, that ain't the good one. And unfortunately, man, he's on a 1-year deal. He doesn't have a long-term contract. He came in as the backup anyway to this young star who we gonna talk about later, man. But to his demise, he kind of opened up the floor to a guy that we wanted to see take over the game. But before we get into Hampton, let's talk about Najee and what it's looking like, bro. He has a 1-year deal. He's 26 years old, I believe. I don't think it's his career ending. He ain't but 26, but he got a long road ahead of him, man. So what's your thoughts on Najee before we get to the other guys that got hurt?
Yeah, I think if it was 5 years ago, Fizz, this would have been a death sentence for an RB to pop your Achilles. You need that burst and explosiveness. That all comes from your Achilles. So if you played the linebacker position or you played the RB position, this would have probably been a career-ending injury, regardless of your age, because rehab and just what it takes, and you're never 100% when you come back. But hey, you look at players like Cam Akers, who's still on a team. You look at players like J.K. Dobbins. You still have these guys that are able to come back thanks to what people love to say, the marvels of modern medicine. It has come a long way over the last few years. So Najee Harris, I don't think his career is over, especially with he is a dual threat. I mean, he could remember all those catches he was catching from Big Ben his first year. I mean, he can do it all. So if he was only a rusher, I think he would have limited upside, especially if he were to come back. But I'm excited to see where he lands. I want to be surprised if he just comes back with the Chargers. Sometimes these teams, they want to see more from the player they invested in. So I want to be surprised if he comes back to them a year from now, maybe on a discounted deal.
Yeah, I honestly agree with that. I felt like they wanted J.K. Dobbins. They just felt like they wanted him at their price. So when the Broncos said, "Nah, we're gonna pay him a little bit more," but he suffered an injury as well, and I think maybe the same for Najee. With them having them in the room already, if they like him, they seem like the type of organization that just keep their guys, man. So hopefully he gets another job, another opportunity next year. But James Conner, man, he went down, older guy now. We talking, maybe 4 years, 5 years older than Najee. And the way he got twisted up, ankle all bent up, man, we pretty much knew without even hearing. Like, even the Arizona Cardinals came out. They said he was done for the season, Rob, before they even did an MRI and, like, really sat down and, gave it time to heal. They just said, look, they looked down at it and was like, nah, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? So what you think was next for the Cardinals, man, knowing that Trey Benson is stepping up. D. Mercado, I believe, is still over there in the backfield. And will they be looking to go sign? I mean, Cam Akers just got signed to the Saints, but are they looking to trade or they drafted Trey Benson in the 3rd round a year ago? I'm an FSU guy. Not saying he's all that, but he's doable. He's serviceable. What's next for the Cardinals in this backfield? And how we think James Conner, man? Is it a wrap for him or what, Rock?
It's hard to say, only because the thing with James Conner is he would always miss like 3 or 4 games. Last year, he was able to play, I think, almost the entire season.
He did.
And he had a really good year last year. And this is a team, this is probably one of the most underrated running schemes in the entire NFL. They run at one of the highest efficiencies, Fizz. And they needed that because Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray haven't gotten their shit together. It's basically...
I'm gonna blame Marv for this one, bro. He dropped some wide open passes, man. That was just ridiculous. Even though Kyler still ain't that good, Marv was his fault on this one, man. It was on him.
Yeah, I still don't like either of them this year.
Yeah.
So
I like Marv. They're just
going to be trading weeks.
Yeah.
They're going to be trading weeks on who takes the blame. Is basically what it comes down to. But with James Conner, I'm not a doctor, Fizz. My dad's a doctor, which only makes me half a doctor. But knowing where he's at in his career and his age, it's probably very difficult to think that he's going to come back and be worth anything more than maybe he goes into that stretch of his career where he becomes more like a J.K. Dobbins, or where Najee Harris is at. Maybe he just becomes a journeyman RB. But I don't think Trey Benson, Fizz, is. I mean, I've been eating that L for the past couple of weeks with how good he's looked in limited spurts.
Yeah.
I don't think that he is going to be able just to handle the whole backfield, Fizz.
Yeah,
with his
he's a complimentary guy for sure. Yeah,
he's a complimentary guy. He's not an RB1. So I have no idea who they're going to sign because there's no one else out there. I mean, who else are they going?
It's not, bro.
Kareem Hunt is playing for the Chiefs. I mean, like, how much lower can you go than Kareem Hunt?
We have Miles Sanders. So. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, bro. Maybe they find one of these young guys on these other teams that are on the practice squad that they had on their radar that they figure out. But we do got, like I said, D. Mercado. He's been known to steal some touchdowns during the season.
Yeah, I heard he had a critical drop that would have been huge for their team this past week. So you don't want to see that.
Nah, you don't. But and also just to close out on the Cardinals, I think maybe this is a time for Kyler to step up. The run game isn't what we thought it was going to be. Now, Kyler, what you going to do, bro? I mean, you are running at a rapid rate as well, but man, we need you to step up and do what you got to do, man. Of course, again, I see we got some people saying, it's Benson time. Hey, I'm a FSU guy. I love me some Trey Benson in college. I want to see him do it in the NFL. So let's see if we can get it done. But if you got him in your drafts and you're waiting, this is your time to shine and enjoy the ride while you can, man. So,
and I will say this about Trey Benson. When he came out of college, I was super high on him. I drafted him in multiple different teams. I was super excited for him because that burst that he has, that long speed, there's so few RBs that have something like that. But in today's NFL, you need a lot more than just long speed. You can't just only get the ball on the perimeter and then just be able to take it to the house. I want a guy that can, with his eyes, be able to read the line, see where the gaps are, and take it either inside or outside. And I felt like for the first year, that was just not his game, Fizz. It was really actually his Achilles heel, no pun intended. And I want to see what he can do now with this opportunity. I hope he does prove me wrong. He proved me wrong in that first game.
Yeah.
But I hope his game just matures into what Dustin is saying. He's thinking that he's going to pop off. Hey, Dustin knows some things, man. So we're definitely going to see if he can do it or not, because there's no one else that's going to really be in competition with him, Fizz. And also, too, he's not in the graphic. I do want to get your thoughts on, do you think that Austin Eckler is done? Because he also popped his Achilles.
Yeah, he's done, bro. I just think if he's not done, he won't be relevant, should I say. Like, if he gets signed, I don't see nobody actually using him for his skill set, which we all know is the passing game. And I just don't see why they would have to get a 31-year-old, 32-year-old running back off a torn Achilles when there's plenty of young guys out here, man, every year just coming in the league and catching the ball behind the field and doing their thing, man. So would you rather have a Monangai or Eckler next year?
That's my only two options, Fizz.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If I'm an NFL team, would I have the young guy in year 2?
Yeah, I'd rather take my non-guy.
That's what I'm saying. So, me personally, I think Eckler's done. And let's just be real, Rock. He do podcasts. He got his fantasy show. Maybe he say, "Look, I'm done, man. You know what? Life is good on the outside of football. He already set himself up for his next career. So maybe he's done with the game. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're not gonna go out there at 32 and give it your all, bro, ain't no point in going at all. So, but you know, those running backs, man, open up opportunities. It was other injuries, but I did want to get to this guy, number 88, my dog. He's home drinking goat milk as we speak, man. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on in Dallas. And why did my boy get hurt on the first drive on a damn run play, Rock? What are we doing, man? Why is your star player making the most money in the league at the position or number 3, whatever, running the damn ball on a trick play when we ain't even get down? Y'all can see we was down 14 points and we just trying to come out with something. But first drive, bro, now you done broke his ankle all up. I mean, thankfully he was standing on the sideline. He didn't lead a game, but my dog ain't looking good, man. And they came out and said, y'all 3 to 4 weeks. He said he could play next week. We know that's a lie. What's up with this CeeDee thing, man? And tell me why, you know, my season is overcooked right now, brother.
So we've talked about this before in the past. I think at least when it came to Saquon Barkley, if you are on the NFL field, you have to be willing to do anything and everything. So Brian Schottenheimer, he was criticized for utilizing CeeDee Lamb, his best weapon by far, on a running play. But hey, Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase, all the best wide receivers, Fizz, they get utilized at every area of the field on every type of play, and it's to keep defenses off kilter. So the fact that he got hurt on a running play, it don't make any difference to me than if he got hurt over the middle of the field on a slant, getting just absolutely smashed by a safety. It is what it is. It is football. This is the most violent sport out there outside of UFC, Fizz, and boxing. Yeah. So outside of those things, and in some ways, maybe it's even worse than either of those sports. So the fact that he got hurt on a run play don't make any difference to me. It is unfortunate, Fizz, but maybe this could be a blessing in disguise, only that George Pickens, I think he needs all the reps that he can get. He had some critical drops. I want to see him take a huge step up. And I need to see this defense, Fizz, do something. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if CeeDee Lamb gets hurt or not, if that defense is as bad as it is, because it looked really, really bad, Fizz. I don't know if you want to get into the game more, but
no, we will, because I ain't gonna dodge that one, bro. But again, this is why I said Dak could have 2 1,400-yard receivers, bro. I really believe that because this defense is so bad, he's gonna have to break records to keep up against everything.
He's playing amazing. He is playing really, really good. I don't care about the late end interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm with
those you. Those don't matter as much. This is the best 3-game stretch I've seen from Dak Prescott. I feel like he looks dialed in, at least in recent memory, Fizz. He's throwing some really amazing passes deep down the field. His accuracy he looks super dialed in, Fizz. So it is unfortunate that he did lose CeeDee Lamb, but
yeah. Well, I say this though, Rock. I don't know if you remember that old school Kurt Franklin, but Dak right now is playing Kurt Franklin. He need George Pickens. GP, are you with me? That's all I'm saying, man. GP, are you with me, baby? He need my boy Pickens to step up, man, and do his thing. We will get into that. That's enough of these injuries. I don't know if we got any major injury we need to break down anymore.
Bosa tore his ACL. So
who was that again? I'm sorry.
Bosa, he tore his
knee. Yeah, Bosa, yeah. Hey, man, we know the bird flu stays flying out there in the 49ers backfield or on the defense. Who knows, man? But the 49ers, bro, they really have something going on because this is like an every year thing, man. So I'll just say, Rob, we got those out the way. The bad news, it's time to really get it popping, man, because that's why the people came, man. I see the people in the chat. They here now. We're going to get to y'all. You know we got to show y'all love. So without further ado, Rob, let's bring it in. Let's bring it in right. And It's the morning show, baby, the cook up. Let's get it.
Hey, they wrote me off, I ain't write them back. Nah. Follow me, but don't double tap. I ain't liking that. You subscribe, I monetize. Now who's striking that? Wanna see the contract? Who got the rights to that? It's my story, I spent my whole life on life. Time's up. Shador Sanders with the rollie in the armor. I could do this shit with my eyes closed. The main attraction don't come at me with no side show. I'm selling high, they wanna buy low.
Rock, I ain't gonna lie, man. Now it's time to turn up, big dog. I know we said we're gonna get straight to the point, straight to the mission, man, but we gotta holler at these people, man. That's why we here, that's why they here, and we gotta show them some love, man. So we had Pops up in here. He said, let's get it started. How about them boys? We gonna get into that, Pops, you know, but my boy Vul, he's up in here. Dusty is up in here, man. And I did want to bring y'all comments up when we were talking about the injuries, but y'all in the chat, baby. So we got y'all still in the Raptors. Don't worry about that. Patty Mills up in here. KB gave us a shout out, Rock. He said, hey, man, salute. I kept Devontae Smith in the flex, and he got 20 points. That's what we trying to tell you, big dog. Don't sleep on the Slim Reaper, big man. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad to have you here, KB. My boy Dynasty Noob in the building. Yeah. We know how we feel about that one, man. But I'm glad you at least feel a little bad about some CeeDee. We know he's an Eagles guy, but we appreciate you anyway, though, dog. What else we got, man? We got we got us a new guy, I believe, right? You seen his name before, Rob? All right, well, shout out my boy Quandale
Dingle.
Quandale Dingle in the building, man. He said, what's up with the Ravens collapse? Hey, man, we're gonna talk about that one, brother. Don't worry about that. Rock is trying to duck it, but he ain't duck hunting too far too soon, man. My boy Connor up here too. We got to Cal in the building, and we got my boy Ridge running up in here, man. So yeah, man, let me go ahead and turn that back down. But we had to get it started, man. I had to get a little bit more hype, bro, because we got the bad news out the way. And I think now it's time to really get it popping, really get it started, right? Listen, man, today's the day of the overcook, man. It was some young guys. A lot of these young Caleb Williams, who we thought, can he do it? Now, I'm gonna say this with a grain of salt, Rock, because I feel like if you play the Cowboys,
it's the Cowboys.
This defense is going to make you look like the best player you've ever been in your whole career. So I am going to take this with a grain of salt, but I will say
what he needed. That's what he needed.
Rock, I will pat myself on the shoulder. I said this last week. I am scared of this game. The Bears are 0-2. They cannot afford to go 0-3, and they play the worst defense in the league. I knew this was coming. I just expected the Cowboys to do what they did against the Giants and fight back, which, don't get me wrong, we definitely lost. But I think if CeeDee was there, man, the tone of this game would have changed. And even if they lost, they could have lost with some respect. So I just say that. But
did you see Ben Johnson's face after they scored that crazy Luther Burden touchdown? This is what he looked like. It was like, there is no pleasing that man. That man doesn't care if they win. All he cares about is if they don't lose. And there is no other.
If you think about it, Rock, maybe he thinking, I still don't trust this lead. They might come back and win this game. You know what I'm saying? He ain't trying to celebrate too early. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, it must be terrible playing for that guy. He's just like.
Well, speaking of those guys and another guy, man, we definitely had some blow-up games, some blow-up situations. And let's bring them up, man. We got Jalen Hurts. We got Caleb Williams. We can actually break down a little bit of both games and get into the quarterback position as a whole. But let's start off with the Eagles, man, because, man, these guys started off so bad. I was talking so much trash. Man, the Eagles are trash. They're dookie, man. Doo-doo Brown. He need to change his draws, man. I was saying all type of stuff, man, Brock. You know what I'm saying? But when it mattered, when they came through, man. I feel like this offense, similar like the Bears, they just needed a reason to get ready and get in position. And I think they did that this week after being down the whole entire game. And they had a little bit of luck on their side, Rock. I'm telling you, I said this in the Discord. The Eagles, man, are living a cinema right now, bro. This is a movie. Week 1, Jalen Carter spits on Dak. He gets thrown out. Then the lightning strike, and then they win the game. They play this week. No, they played the Chiefs last week. They don't even throw 100 yards passing, and win the game. Then they played this week, bro, down all game. AJ Brown all of a sudden puts on the armor suit at halftime. He comes out. This offense takes off, and then they block a field goal. And the big man runs it all the way back for a touchdown. Right? This is a movie, man. They are living a Disney movie. The Disney did take over the NFL and the ESPN, man. I believe that they wrote the script, and we're gonna see how this season play out. But I do believe right now the Eagles have luck on their side, and I'm not gonna bet against them next week because who knows, man, what the script is. But overall, though, Rock, just to get through all what I'm saying, they came through in the clutch when it mattered. Everybody asked, could they pass the ball? Clearly they can. And what was your, take on Jalen Hurts stepping up? Because he is the leader, the ultimate leader. That's my dog right there. Wrong uniform. But Jalen Hurts, Smitty, AJ Brown, Saquon Barkley, and this defense being special teams stepping up in the clutch. What you thought about this one, man?
The main thing I was thinking about, Fizz, was a quote that I heard earlier about Jalen Hurts before the game, where the main thing that was said about him, because there's always this debate of whether or not he's a top QB or not. Because even though he has Super Bowls, now that he can just tuck away in his drawer at his home, it don't matter because he's still going to be questioned because of games like he's had the first 2 weeks, especially last week where he didn't pass for more than 100 yards. And I think the main thing that I keep coming back to is what was said about him is that he is a guy that wants to know what he needs to do in order to win the game. Now, if he needs to go out there like he did this past week, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, getting them a lot more involved, Dallas Goedert on critical downs as well, where he needs the pass, he's going to do that, Fizz. If they just need to run the ball, push their way into victory, then he's going to do that as well. All he cares about, Fizz, is winning. He does not care about the accolades. He doesn't care about the stats. And as a guy that can do both things very well when it comes to running and passing, Fizz, he's already set records when it comes to passing. And he's always, it's him, Josh Allen, Lamar when it comes to running as well. I think Jaden Daniels is also very gifted as well. But as far as just the totality of their career, he could do it all. But I love a quarterback, Fizz, that says, what can I do to put my team in the best situation possible? And he keeps winning. They are undefeated, Fizz, when both him, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown are all on the field together. Undefeated. I think they're like 20-0. So that's pretty insane, Fizz. When all those guys are together, there ain't nothing stopping them.
And to be honest, bro, again, I've been saying this, man. My brother has the receipts. When they drafted him, I said, bro, Philly does not deserve Jalen Hurts. He is the ultimate leader, and I'm so sad that this sorry scum of a team and this terrible city got my guy, man. But it is what it is. I love me some Jalen Hurts. That's my dog. And I'm with you. He's the ultimate leader, bro. Whatever you need me to do, coach, I do it. A different OC, all right, cool. Who you? I bet. Give me the script. If you don't got one, I'll figure it out. But they found a way to win that game. And I don't know if you saw, speaking of Ben Johnson, I don't know if you saw Jalen Hurts' face. When they blocked the field goal and ran it back, Jalen Hurts didn't smile. He didn't laugh. He just stood like this.
That's him, too. He's kind of like...
He's too cool, bro.
Yeah. Do you remember 2 years ago when they had that epic collapse towards the end, right going into the playoffs, and then they got their asses whooped by the Buccaneers? They kept showing in all those late game defeats, Jalen Hurts, just his face didn't change whatsoever. There are people and Joe Flacco where it's just like their demeanor just does not change whatsoever. It looks good when you're in terrible situations. You need that calm, cool, collected guy to be able to hold things together. But then there are other times where it's like you want to see a little bit more emotion. And that's just not who he is. But he's true.
Who he is, bro.
And it's been successful, Fizz. So
ultimate leader.
Say anything about it.
The ultimate leader, man. Before we get off of them, though, bro, what you think about this passing game going forward? Do we think this going to continue, or do we think that they just going to win however they want to win, and we ain't going to worry about what the stat line looks like?
It's the second part. It may not look that great in today's modern NFL where we want to see a lot of scoring, Fizz, but they got the defense.
Yeah.
Saquon, the curse has not taken him away from the game. And he still has his wide receivers. I think AJ Brown, I said this before, I'll say it again. I think that he was injured the first 2 games. I think that he was used as a decoy, and I think he's feeling a lot healthier now, Fizz. So I like to be able to see that. But they're going to do whatever it takes to be able to win the game. And the Rams were no joke. Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams had a hell of a game too.
Bro, they shouldn't have lost that. If they weren't playing the Eagles, they would have won that game. The Eagles are just that good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So they are no joke. That's the reason why I still have them going to the Super Bowl this year. So I think they are who we think they are. I want to see if they get better from where they were last year. I don't want to see what happened with the Chiefs last year, where they were winning in ugly fashion, Fizz. I don't think they're winning yet in ugly fashion, all these one-score games at the very end just because of defense and running the ball. So it was good to be able to see them pass to be able to win.
Yeah, and I got some sawing going on back here. I don't know if you hear it, but we're going to get to Caleb Williams, Rock. I'm going to let you break down Caleb. But, okay, cool. Caleb Williams, though, bro. This offense, we just talked about it a little bit. We can touch on it. Then we get to a couple of more of them breakout quarterbacks. But Caleb Williams, man, he came out there week 3. He had 298 passing yards, 12 rushing, 4 touchdowns. Even my boy Cole Kmet got a touchdown. 1 catch, 1 touchdown. That's all he needed. But Luther Burden, big game. Roma Dunze, big game. DJ Moore didn't have the best game, but it was a solid enough performance. Where we at with Caleb Williams, Rock, going forward, man? Did he get his confidence up? I mean, I think this was whenever you a quarterback in a situation, or just the team in general, Ben Johnson, when you got a team like this and a defense like this, when you line them up the way they did, now we got that confidence that next week we going to get right back to business. So what you think about Caleb and his offense going forward, in Chicago, bro?
It's a good time for Caleb to be hitting his stride and getting some of this confidence, Fizz, because his upcoming schedule, he's got the Raiders.
I was on the schedule, right? I just put it up. Go ahead.
We're on the same wavelength, dude. So he's got the Raiders, trash. Commanders,
trash.
No, they're a lot better than they might be. And then the Saints before he gets to the Ravens. So he needs all the confidence he can get over the next month, Fizz, before he has to play the Ravens.
Yeah,
we'll talk about them later. But yeah, it does feel good that everything that they basically wanted to do, or they were able to do. The only thing that I still have a lot of reservations about is the running game. That's still I think is going to be their Achilles heel. Their defense, I think, also too isn't as good as what I remember it from being from last year, Fizz. So, but it was great to be able to see what he was able to do on offense. He threw for 4 touchdowns, like you said. But the more important thing, he threw for no interceptions. He had 142.6 passer rating.
I think cornerbacks near the receivers. He could get intercepted.
So it was easily, I think, his best game. And you loved being able to see him go to his guys in Rome, DJ Moore, and Luther Burden on that crazy trick play.
Yeah, man.
But I want to see the defense in the running game do a little bit better. I want to see this whole team come together, Fizz. Not just Caleb Williams. He is a very important part of this team, but he's not the whole team, Fizz. It's a team sport. We need something more from DeAndre Swift. We need something more from this defense. So until that happens, Fizz, I think it's going to be like this the entire season, up and down, up and down. But yeah, it was good to be able to see because I was worried for his life with Ben Johnson.
Well, we got a good stretch of games for the next 3 weeks that he can definitely stay hot before he gets cold. And I know my boy Jake, we gonna touch on them Panthers real soon, Playboy. But he said he's working like crazy now that day 1. So let's keep you busy, man. Keep on winning them games. 30-0 against the Falcons is crazy work, my brother. Shout out my boy Big E. But before we move on from the quarterbacks, Rock, Mariota, big game, 200 yards, rushing touchdown, passing touchdown, 40 yards rushing. He came in, did what he's supposed to do, check back out. So without Jaden Daniels, I mean, they played the sorry Raiders, but he came through, man, in the clutch when they needed him. And that's what we want in our backup quarterbacks. Other guy on the other side, though, Geno Smith, Rock. Bad as the team looked, Geno had a stat line, almost 300 yards, 3 passing touchdowns. And one of his receivers just went crazy, man. He went nuclear. This dude, TT, who we're going to talk about later. Mm-hmm. But, hey, man, I just, top performances, though. Geno, Lamar Jackson, who we'll just talk about that whole entire game when we get to the running back spot, because I definitely want to talk about Derrick Henry. But Lamar Jackson, almost 300 yards, 3 passing touchdowns. And then my best thing about Lamar is that it doesn't seem like he has his one guy. Zay Flowers didn't have none of the games that he had the prior weeks last night. But Tez Walker still getting the ball. And Mark Andrews is back alive. Like he's spreading the ball out to every single position. Whoever's open, DeAndre Hopkins still catching the pass. Lamar Jackson is just you open, I got you. You know what I'm saying? So I liked how his number one target wasn't the target last night, in a sense. And matter of fact, before we brush off Lamar, go ahead, man. You go ahead and do your thing, because that is your guy. That's your team. Let us know how you feel about Lamar. We ain't gonna talk about the game right now, but just Lamar.
The main thing about Lamar that I remember, I actually watched right beforehand. He did an interview with Kevin Hart called "Cold as Balls," where they got in some ice tubs.
Yeah, I think I saw that on my timeline.
He talks about how, like, because he gets asked by him. There was two things that I took away from that: the way he lifted up Mark Andrews after that critical drop against the Bills, where he's like, he owns up to the things that he did as well. He's like, I had 2 turnovers myself. I should never have even put my dude in that position for him to have to go win the game.
Yeah.
So I like that. But he also talked about that this is the time where he feels like he's been very, very close to getting that last accolade he needs, which is a Super Bowl win, Fizz. And just seeing the way his composure throughout the game last night, he is a guy, especially over the last few years, where he knows, I think, how good he is. And that there is this high stand for him, to the fact that if he doesn't get every single thing that goes his way, Fizz, this guy gets hella frustrated. He gets so damn frustrated. If you watch him throughout the game, he knows he expects to score on every damn drive, Fizz. So when he comes short of that, it's just like you get to see it on his face. And this guy, it's just like he's got so much potential. He has so much talent, Fizz, and I just want to see that continue. I want him to take a little bit of a step back and just chill out when he doesn't get everything that he wants. Because this is a guy, he throws the least amount of passes out of bounds, where he just eats it. He averages less than 0.7 throwaways a game, Fizz. Less than 1 a game. This guy never throws away the ball, which makes sense. If you can run it where you can always be picking up positive yards, but there are so many times, Fizz, this offensive line, they're going to go up against defenses like they did last night, where you do need to throw the ball, where you're not going to always be able to get away. So I want him to be able to look a little bit more at his limitations, because a guy that succeeds, Fizz, and especially when it comes to the coaches, they not only know their strengths, but they know their weaknesses, Fizz. And I think that's unfortunately one of his weaknesses, is that he wants to get a touchdown in every damn play. And sometimes the least sexy things, or just picking up a 5-yard first down, or just making it easier on third down, he doesn't give a shit about that, Fizz. He wants a 40-yard touchdown or a 40-yard running touchdown in every damn play. So that's the main thing that I came away from. This is a guy that should have won his 3rd MVP last year. He has the NFL record for the highest passing efficiency. He's tied with Aaron Rodgers. So, yeah, he's literally one of the most talented QBs that's ever played the game. He just doesn't have the Super Bowl as yet. So I love having Lamar in Baltimore. He's my favorite player in the NFL. But yeah, I want to see. We still got 15 weeks left, Fizz. Still got 15 weeks left.
And to speak on other quarterbacks, get him a little bit of light, man. Carson Wentz, plug and play, came in, shut the Bengals down. Just said, hey, Kevin O'Connell, what you got for me? All right, cool. So Carson Wentz, shout out to him. Matt Stafford had a so-so game, but they was competitive in that game. Your boy, Sam Darnold, 44-13. I mean, he played the Saints, but hey, man, Sam Darnold showing, hey, man, Jalen Milroe, sit back down, bro. It ain't your time yet. You know what I'm saying? And anybody else I'm missing, though, Rock? Nah. Daniel Jones is consistent, but overall, the quarterback position is, I guess, kind of what we thought it would be. Mobile guys are always the ones that lead in fantasy points, and the other guys are just got to be real efficient to kind of take over that role. So
I don't know if it's exactly what I thought it would be, Fizz. It feels like all these backups are playing fucking better than the star QBs.
Because I'm gonna tell you this, man. If you got your Jake Browning shares, you might want to sell them. And I don't know, it's not looking too good. It's looking brown.
Don't sell them now. You're not gonna get anything but pennies for them.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too, man. Well, just pray, man. Just pray that the Browning comes through, man. But what can Brown do for you? We don't know because he ain't do nothing last week, man. So we spent all this time on the QBs, though, right? Let's get to these running backs, man, because you got these two guys right here. The one up top is your guy. You're one of them in every league. It was pumping them up all off season, and you got no shares until you created some random league with some 13-year-olds, and then you stole them. All right, we know what you did. You snuck your way in. What you think about your boy Cam Scatterbo coming through against the Chiefs? And the Giants still look like garbage, but he did what he's supposed to do, bro. What's your take on Cam Scatterbo and Hampton? Give us both of them, man, at the same time.
Well, I have to apologize to Cam Scatterbo only because I played Travis Hunter over him in one of my work leagues, and it was one of those leagues, Fizz, you just kind of forget about. And I lost. I lost by less than a point last night. I would have absolutely destroyed my opponent if I would have played Scatterbo over Travis Hunter.
Damn,
but yeah,
bro.
It is what it is. I got my first L, so instead of going 3-0, I'm 2-1. But the crazy thing about Scatterbo, I think he had a true coming out party. I was saying that about Keon Coleman after his week 1 versus the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know about that anymore with Keon Coleman. But with Scatterbo, when you lead the team both in rushing, Fizz, and in receiving, he had 60 yards rushing, 61 yards receiving, and scored the only damn touchdown. He was the entire offense, Fizz.
Listen, I don't mean to cut you off, bro. But you know us. We like players that kind of inspire us, bro. And forget the stat line. When I looked at him play, he just made me say, damn, bro, I like this dude. This dude is nice. You know what I'm saying?
He's the juggernaut. He's the freaking juggernaut in the NFL.
He got juice. He did the backflip. I don't know if you saw this picture. When he did his backflip in the end zone, the fireworks had went off at the same time. So they got this image of him doing the backflip with the fireworks. Like, Scatterbo is that dude. The only thing I want to say is get rid of 44, bro. It looks terrible. I don't know why he has to have this ugly number.
I kind of like it, actually.
Well, for him, I guess for him, it probably worked, right? It probably worked. But I rock with Scatterbo, man. I'm not saying that I didn't before this, but just on prime time against the Super Bowl champ Chiefs, and he just went out there and said, look, Russ, get out the way. Neighbors, get out the way. Man, this is my show tonight. And I think I think even the coach is realizing, hey, man, and Tyron Tracy, we didn't speak on him. He's out as well. So now it is the Scatterbo show. And now it's time to see what he's going to do with it. So the toughest schedule in the league, but he's starting to turn, starting to trust a little bit of that Scatterbo, Rob.
Yeah. And then I want to pull up Amari and Hampton.
Yes, sir. We got to talk about the young guy, man. While you pulling those up on Hampton, I will say Jonathan Taylor, 100 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. I don't know how we could brush past that one, but they dominated the Titans. JT, I was drafting him a lot in my mock drafts. I feel like this is just a plug and play offense right now. The kicker is on point. Daniel Jones is on point. Jonathan Taylor's on point. I mean, this offense right now, Rock, is just clicking, and they in a division that they can win without a doubt the way it's looking. Monty came back last night. He had 151 rushing yards. He had one big run, 51 and 2 touchdowns. Gibbs had 2 touchdowns. So it looked like the Lions last night said, look, man, we're running the damn ball all over these dudes. Jordan Mason came through, Rock. And you know how we feel about Jordan Mason, man. A lot of people hated him. And they did play the Bengals, but I'm just saying, man, 100 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, and CMC is the 49ers offense, as we all know. So let us know about Mario Hampton, man, and why people missed out on the great talent, brother.
So he had 19 carries, 70 yards rushing, his first NFL touchdown, Fizz, and then 6 receptions for 59 yards, including a long of 22. So they absolutely needed him to be able to get his shit together. Did not look good the first 2 weeks, but now with Najee Harris hurt, it's going to be entirely him. I think they're going to elevate some of the other guys on their team to be able to back him up, but none of them are anywhere close in the same stratosphere as far as talent goes. I think it's Haskins that's going to be backing him up. Maybe Vidal is going to come from off the practice squad, Fizz. But Amari and Hampton, I said it on, what was that? Start Shit, where it was just like, hopefully, Amari and Hampton and Ashton Genty, they're just going through what Jonathan Taylor, who you just talked about. He's looking like the best RB in the NFL that everyone forgot about.
Nobody cares.
He was still in the middle or the end of the second office. And it's no question that he looks like that. I mean, the Indianapolis Colts offense, they just punted for the first time.
First time, bro. I think that was a record. They went like 18 drives without a punt or something, like 19 or 18 drives without a punt.
Yeah, they won 2 whole games, and they only punted once on Sunday too. So they've basically gone 3 games with only punting 1 time. Isn't that insane? So Jonathan Taylor, he's put the entire team on his back, and Daniel Jones is looking great too. But yeah, Amari and Hampton, Ash and Genty, I want to be able to see them continue to, get things together for their offenses that are going to rely very heavily on them. I saw a crazy stat with Ash and Genty. Do you know that he has 144, I think, rushing yards, but 145 rushing yards after contact? It's one of the craziest stats I've ever heard in my entire life. He has been hit on every single damn run behind the line of scrimmage. That's how bad the Las Vegas Raiders offensive line is. The fact that they can get anything together, that Geno Smith can throw for 3 touchdowns, and that Ashton Genty can barely get even 40 yards rushing.
Yeah, it's not him. Terrible. It's not him. It's definitely not him. It's funny you brought him up because I wanted to ask you before we moved on from the running backs. Quinshon Judkins had almost 100 yards this week. They played a tough game against the Green Bay Packers, won the game, right? Now it's time for that Green Bay Packers downfall, man. Missing the playoffs, like I called it. You know what I'm saying? It's time for them to crumble. They sold the farm, and Quinshon almost 100 yards and a rushing touchdown. Where we at right now with all 3? Genty, Hampton, Quinshon. I'm pretty sure Hampton is number 1 clearly right now, but how far is he from the gap between Genty and Quinshon, and how close is Quinshon to closing in on Genty?
Because Quinshon has more rushing yards in 2 games than any other rookie RB. He has more than Hampton. He has more than Scatterbo. He's got more than Genty. Just in 2 damn games, and he went up against the vaunted.
And he didn't have no training camp, no practice. He was gone.
I guess he was like, I don't need that shit. I'm just gonna come in.
He put Aaron Rodgers on his right.
He looked at Dylan Sampson. He's like, hey, you're Rocks, dude, right? Well, not anymore. So he just told him, like, that was cute what you did the first 2 weeks. I want to take this over. And he's looked like, he's looked really, really good. Yeah. So I thought, I was telling people, stay away from Quinshon Judkins. That's probably the biggest L that I've eaten so far this season, Fizz, because I was so unsure with what was going to happen with his case, everything, and also him missing all of training camp.
Fizz, and the Browns' offense, right? We don't trust their offense, so it's not like we even thought that was even going to help him. But hey, man, QJ is it.
This is a guy that has literally gone through everything you could possibly think of and overcome it, and just
as a rookie,
made it look like nothing. Yeah, so huge kudos to him. But I like all of these RBs, Fizz. I like all of them. They're all like, even guys like Quinshon is obviously talented enough that he can overcome his circumstances. Adebo is versatile enough where he can lead the team in rushing and receiving. So I want all 4 of these RBs, Fizz. So if you're able to get them, get them. So
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. To close out on those running backs, man, I did want to bring up one name that I thought I had this name, Rob. Maybe I'm tripping. Forgot it. Don't worry about it. So we will move on to the receivers. I thought I had the damn name. I don't remember who the hell I was trying to find. But let's get to these receivers, man, because
real quick, we forgot about, unless we're gonna we'll talk about when we get to the game. We'll talk about when we get to the game. Okay.
Yeah, the house hound. I do have you queued up, brother. We appreciate you coming through. Anybody on any other platforms on the X or whatever, man, come on through, show us some love, man. Hit that like and subscribe, and let's get it popping. But Rock, man, let's get to these receivers, because I don't have a graphic for this guy because I'm not sure he's worth a graphic. But Trey Tucker, man. I got to bring this dude up first, bro. 3 touchdowns, 145 yards, 8 receptions, and they were playing catch up against the Commanders. But the fact that nobody wanted this dude, he probably was on your waivers. You probably claimed him. He probably still on some people waivers at this point. This dude, Trey Tucker, man, just went off. And I'm pretty sure a lot of number one teams in fantasy lost because of this guy right here on someone's best ball team who they never started and just popped up out of nowhere and won the game for him, bro. What's up with Trey Tucker right now?
He was on all my rebuilding teams, and all the teams I want to
And
lose.
he helped you win, right?
He helped me win.
It happened to me 2 times this week.
I had someone be like, "Hey, good game, man." I'm like, "Man, I was trying to lose this game, man. I'm 0-2, and now I'm 1-2. You messed up my draft pick order." But Trey Tucker, when people were really hyping up Deontay Thornton, I was just like, "Well, what about Trey Tucker?" I mean, he was a guy that last year he had one of the highest volume of receptions and targets in the entire NFL. No one was talking about him. He has amazing speed. The thing that he does so well, Fizz, is being able to catch that deep ball. So I felt like the Deontay Thornton stuff was a little bit overhyped. They were forgetting about our guy, Trey Tucker. This is going to be easily his best game of the entire season, maybe the entire career. But he's definitely worth having at the bottom of your rosters in best ball leagues.
100%.
So
anybody got him in those underdog leagues, you definitely cashed him some money this week. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was going undrafted. Fizz.
Deontay Thornton
was definitely going ahead of him in underdog drafts. So, but yeah, when it comes to Puka Nacua and AJ Brown,
let's get to the main guys, man. Shout out to Trey Tucker, but we ain't worried about you, man. Let's get on moving on. Whoop-de-doo on you. Let's get it popping. Puka, AJ, the top dogs of the hour. We got a couple of names we're going to run through, but these two guys in the same game, AJ Brown broke out because we all know nobody wanted to start him. We even had start-sit questions on should we even start him this week. And seeing that he took over, I don't know if you saw that catch where he caught the ball and kind of stiff-armed and threw him down. It was like, damn, this dude could just turn it on whenever he want. And ultimately, he went up against Puka Nacua, one of probably the best receiver matchups of the week with Puka and Devontae Adams and AJ and Devontae Smith. What's your take on these two guys on the screen? And we'll get through a couple of more receivers.
AJ Brown went off for 6 catches, 109 yards, and a touchdown, including a long reception of 28 yards. That was on 10 targets, Fizz. And our dude, Puka Nacua, he had 15 targets, 11 catches, 112 yards, and also 1 carry for 6 yards. So this was definitely one of the better matchups when it came to wide receivers. And then also, got to give a shout out to our guys, Devontae Smith and Devontae Adams.
Yep.
Because they also played their roles too. Each of those guys got their touchdowns. Puka Nacua, man, every week it seems like he's setting a new record, Fizz. This guy, as long as he can stay healthy, as long as Matthew Stafford can stay healthy. I heard someone say that if we were doing underdog drafts today or just drafts in general today, Puka Nacua would make a strong case for being the number 1 overall pick, Fizz. The number 1 overall pick.
Say that again, Rob.
Not Jamar Chase, not Bijan Robinson, our guy, Puka Nacua.
Hold up. That's all I'm saying, right? I got into it with Mike, man, about Malik Neighbors over Puka, and I said, listen, man, I'm taking Puka over Neighbors, bro. It is what it is. I trust the offense. I trust the quarterback. I trust everything in this offense. Neighbors, to me, is just right now in a situation where he can't outplay Puka in his own offense currently, unless he's playing the Cowboys, to me, honestly.
What did Malik Neighbors get? Like 1 catch for like 15 yards?
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, my boy Mike
got almost 100 yards more than that.
Mike took all my Discord, XP, and all that, man. I was drinking again. I'm like, hold up, man. Hold up. I'm just saying. A lot of people like hear the name that Malik Neighbors, and I'm no discredit to him or who he is. But Puka, bro, I trust McVay. I trust his opportunities. And like we just talked about with CeeDee Lamb, he going to come out of the backfield. He going to go across the middle, downfield. They're going to have trick plays. He might even throw a touchdown over the next couple of weeks because that's just what his coach does. And I just trust Puka, man, right now as probably the number 1 receiver consistently in the league, man, for our fantasy teams, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely understandable. I mean, with him falling in drafts and people being scared of drafting him because of Matthew Stafford and his hyperbolic weird chamber with all the injury worry that we were going to have for him. we were wondering if Kyron Williams was going to take a step back. And Puka Nacua has done all this without playing every single game, Fizz. It's on a per game basis because he misses a few games every season. And also, too, Devontae Adams coming into town, too. So there was lots of different reasons for us to be able to push him down, but none of those fell on Puka Nacua. And that's why I always say, don't knock a player for things that are not or out of his control, Fizz. And everything that Puka has done in his power, he's shown us that he's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL.
Yes, sir.
When you talk about Jamar Chase, when you talk about Justin Jefferson, when you talk about CeeDee Lamb, Fizz, make sure that you talk about our guy Puka Nacua as well. So absolutely love being able to see that. AJ Brown, I hope he stays healthy. So
yeah. I mean, and again, Rock, I just think consistently he is always, as long as he's healthy, he's going to put on the show for us every single week. You got AJ Brown's going to have up and down weeks. Nico Collins has been so up and down. I don't know what to even expect. Cortland Sutton, who's the top 2 quarterback this week, receiver this week, he had a big week. But other than CeeDee Lamb just being the clear one on his offense and the defense being so bad that they have to keep throwing the ball to him, I think Puka Nacua is right there. And last year, Rock, I tried to push this narrative of CD and Puka is 1 and 2 in fantasy, and I traded Jamar Chase for Puka in a redraft league, and Puka got hurt and just threw everything up. Bro, I traded away the Triple Crown King for Puka last year, bro, and Puka got hurt. Like
that's how deep your love goes for this man. I'm just
saying, bro. I'm standing on the Puka business, man, and I just think consistently, man, he is going to be one of those guys that every single week you're going to have breakout games from Justin Jefferson on and off. You're going to have these games with Jamar Chase. And right now, man, Puka's in a position, as long as he's healthy, he's a locked-in guy every single week for me. But other guys, man, that took off, I brought him up earlier, Cortland Sutton, 118 yards and a touchdown. Nico Collins finally has a game, and they lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars, bro. They look terrible. I see that Stroud is a whole nother way. We're going to talk about the fallers real soon. But Nico Collins, Luther Burton had his big game, 100 yards on a big play, really. Rock, Torrey Horton, man. This dude, Torrey Horton, had a kick return or punt return, I believe, one of the two, and a reception touchdown, which I'm sure no one had him starting. I'm 100% sure of that.
Mike did. He's like the biggest advocate for Torrey Horton. I remember him putting Torrey Horton, really highlighting him during the draft process. So of all the wide receivers,
Horton, I don't know if you remember, he had his breakout game against Colorado, and it was that shootout game. It was Colorado State versus Colorado. I had no idea who this dude was. It was the game last year, Rock. It was like 2:00 in the morning, bro. It was like I think it was like double overtime or something. And Torrey Horton, that's when he put his name on the map. So I didn't trust him in Seattle, but I like Torrey Horton though.
Because of the injury concern. I mean, as far like he ran at the combine on a bad hammy and still had one of the best performances at the combine. So he just fell because of injury concern. But most times we don't see a guy in his first few games, Fizz, blow up like Torrey Horton has, especially on offense with Sam Darnold. So it's just like seeing what he's doing. Oh, Fizz, you're gonna have to take over. My voice is leaving me.
I got you, bro. You over there talking, man, and powder coming out, man. What the hell is going on with my boy Rock, man? What the hell? Somebody check on my boy right now, man. He's all good. Man. Goodness gracious.
Fizz, let's get through this show as quickly as possible before it falls apart.
We're gonna get you up out of here, man. My boy need a bottle of water ASAP, man. So we're gonna get him right. But I will just say to continue with the receivers, though, Rob. We will talk about the fallers in a second, but we kind of just highlighting the top guys from this week, man. And I will say JSN, one of the most consistent this year so far. Target machine. Your boy Ricky Pearsall, 100-yard game. Keenan Allen finding a way, man. He got the juice back, baby. I don't think he should have ever went to Chicago. He should have stayed in LA. You know, sometimes we need this who's the bigger man concept, and I think if he would have stayed in LA last year, we wouldn't have missed a beat. But he's back, and you was about to say something, so go ahead. What you about to say about Keenan Allen, bro?
There's only one wide receiver, Fizz, that scored a touchdown in every single game so far this season.
Keenan Allen.
So Keenan Allen, QJ. We were looking forward to, at least I was, Fizz. Vlad McConkey coming out, being a solidified top 12 wide receiver, Fizz. I still think he is as far as his talent shows, but Keenan Allen and QJ have just been so productive. They have a hell of a trio. It's like a Cerberus, Fizz, a Hydra out in LA with these Chargers. So they're getting all three of them involved. Now Amari and Hampton is stepping up and getting things involved. The LA Chargers look like one of the best teams in football.
That is 100%, Rock. They charged up, man.
Yeah, they want Justin Herbert to be making a strong push. If he keeps playing like this, he's going to be the MVP conversation.
And remember, Rock, our underdog league, he was going behind a lot of quarterbacks.
Stroud and T-Law. He was with those guys.
Yeah. And he was going behind them in a lot of drafts. So, hey, man, it's that time, baby. If you got them, enjoy it while you can, man. But let's get to these tight ends, Rock, because our boy, the man Drews came through, Rock, and I called this last night.
Can I find a better picture? Jesus, look
bro,
at him.
He don't smile a lot. He just looks
oh my god.
He don't have a lot of off-helmet pictures, bro. I couldn't find nothing really too much.
He looks like me right there. He's like, oh god.
But I will say these are the two top dogs of the week, and I do have one name, Rock, that I wanted to bring up. That shout out to Maddie and Cody, but they called us out on in one of our drafts. But we were to bring this up in a second. Our boy Andrews, I made this tweet last night. I said Andrews anytime touchdown, lock it in, because I had a feeling. I said week 2024, week 5. It took him 5 weeks, but he did it. Week 3, let's get it popping. And my boy went out there with not one, Rock, 2 touchdowns. The man went out there and looked efficient. He looked good. 91 receiving yards, 6 receptions. Lamar Jackson has always said it's not these guys' fault. It's my fault. I just need to get on the same page as them. And I'm not saying that Andrews didn't take his lumps, but maybe Andrews saw that Likely has been warming up in practice lately, man. Likely could be coming back. And Andrews said, oh, hell no. You ain't bringing him back and taking my spot. So Andrews had a big game last night. And your boy, Hunter Henry, our boy, I rock with Henry too. Hunter Henry, man, 8 receptions, 90 yards.
Oh, now he's your guy too? Okay.
Come on, Rock. I rock with Henry, man. When we was picking that round 13 and 14, it was always Hunter Henry. Come on, big dog. But he had 11 targets, though, man. He seems like to be getting the role that we kind of thought he would have. We thought Diggs would have a bigger role, but Hunter Henry, man, seemed to be locked in as the number 1 target for our Drake May shares. And the Patriots are doing what the Patriots do, man, on that offense. Run the ball, throw the ball to the tight end, and figure everything else out. So Andrews, Hunter Henry, Rock, break those guys down. And then I got one name that I'm going to give you after these 2 guys that we're going to talk about a little bit.
So, yeah, it was getting pretty scary hours when it comes to Mark Andrews, Fizz. And they got him involved early, and it was deep down the field, especially when it came to, man, I want to try to find the stats for this Baltimore game, and it's not showing me right now.
Who you looking for, Mark Andrews?
Yeah, I wanted to try to find his stats.
I got it. I just said 91 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns, 6 targets, 6 receptions.
Okay. So absolutely love being able to see that. And it was deep down the field. I mean, there was one where he elevated against one of their more talented safeties. And I think it was a super important, Fizz, to be able to get him involved early, not just for his own mentality, but the game. The Baltimore Ravens are just a much better offense when they get their pass catchers like Mark Andrews, who is a mismatch. A lot of people think that he's regressed. Maybe he has regressed a little bit, but he's still one of the best tight ends and one of the best receiving options in the entire NFL. He's still a mismatch, just like
6 for 6, bro. 6 targets, 6 receptions.
Yeah. So being able to get him involved, they're going to need him down the stretch, especially with Isaiah Likely. He's not going to come back the week 1 after he's been gone from his foot injury and just be
surgery.
Surgery. Yeah.
Not just an injury.
Yeah. So he's going to need some time to ramp up. He's missed over like 2 months now, basically, of football and ramping up. So need Mark Andrews in the offense, clicking on all cylinders with Lamar Jackson. So I love being able to see that. Love being able to see him get that monkey off of his back. Everyone wants to keep talking about that last play in Buffalo, but this is a guy that's done a lot for the franchise. He has most of their receiving records, Fizz. And I wanted to see him be a huge part when other things are falling apart on this team, which we'll talk about I want to see at least somebody step up. And that's what Mark Andrews did last night. Love being able to see that. Hunter Henry was easily the most mispriced tight end all offseason. Yep. It was him. No one was even talking about Juwan Johnson. Forgive me for not even thinking about Juwan Johnson, but Hunter Henry is definitely one of those guys because Drake May, that's his favorite target, Fizz. It isn't Diggs.
It started last year.
Pop like
it. Just carried back over. Yeah. People forgot that.
So to see him also get 2 touchdowns and 90 yards, absolutely love being able to see that, Fizz. I got a ton of him in underdog. Ain't making no difference though, Fizz. I'm not doing so good in underdog these first few weeks. These QB injuries are killing me. I had a lot of McCarthy and a lot of Purdy.
You stop talking about it. That's why you lose your voice, brother. You lose your voice talking about it, man. I will say though, Roger Cal brought this up, and he's on the money, man. Rome also scored every touchdown, every game too.
I'm trying to find what I found.
He had 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns, then 1 touchdown. So I'm not sure of any other guys, but Rome definitely is one of those touchdown leading receivers every week.
He is 100% right. There is something that I saw that Keenan Allen, there's only one thing that maybe you know what it was. The tweet that was sent out was after the 1 p.m. games.
I was just about to say Rome scored at 4 o'clock. So Keenan
That's what I think it was.
Yeah. That's probably what it was. But it's all good. We trust your accuracy on this one, my boy. Don't even worry about it. I will say though, Rob, before we move on and get to the ending, closing out, whatever. One tight end. I know we had T.J. Hockenson finally scored, gave us a good game. Strange had a solid game.
Carson Wentz. Jesus Christ.
I know, right? But I have one guy, Rock, that everybody seemed to forget about, man. And we talked about him during our offseason. We talked about him in the draft. We was taking him. This dude, Jake Ferguson, man. Jake Ferguson right now had 14 targets last week. I know CD got hurt. 14 targets, 82 yards, no touchdown. But the fact that he had 12 targets the week prior. Of course, the defense is horrible. Don't get me wrong. So I'm not saying that Jake Ferguson has just took over the tight end position. But no CeeDee Lamb now. The offense or defense still giving up 45 points. You don't think Jake Ferguson going to give you 11 to 12 to 13, 14 targets a game going forward? I don't think it's not going to happen, Rock. So if you have Jake Ferguson right now, man, you in prime position of a tight end premium to he don't have to score a touchdown. He don't even need 100 yards. If he get 9 to 10 receptions, he's a locked-in tight end 1 every single week, no matter how you chop it up. And a lot of people didn't want to admit it over the offseason, Rock. But we both preached that Dak Prescott's defense will be so bad that they have to continue to throw the ball. And Jake Ferguson, man, just signed his contract. If I was him, his agent, I would have been like, man, I wish we would have waited till after this year to sign that contract because them numbers about to go crazy. So let us know about Jake Ferguson, man, and where you at with him before we move on to the fallers of the week and then check out a little bit of the games.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was a career high, I believe, for him.
It was.
With the amount of targets and receptions that he got in that game against Chicago. This is something that Coop and, a lot of people at South Harmon preach when it comes, if you're not going to get someone like McBride or Kittle or Bowers, then it's best just to wait. Because Jake Ferguson and Hunter Henry
nobody
and
wanted,
especially in
Dynasty
Johnson. no one wanted Mark Andrews either, Fizz. Especially after the first 2 weeks. He had on that first catch, Fizz, more yards than the first 2 games. It was like a 16-yard catch, which was more than like the 2 catches for like 5 yards he had it through the first 2 games. So always go for, they got that big ass bin of movies at Walmart, Fizz, for $1. That's where you got to go. The bargain bin for when it comes to tight ends. So absolutely love being able to see that with these guys.
There we go. So let's get to the fallers though, Rock, and we're going to talk on a little bit of the games and see what's up with week 4, and we're going to close up out of here, man. A lot of these fallers, these guys covering their ears, they covering their face. Michael Penix, one of the worst games of his career, probably even up the Pee Wee League, man. He looked so bad this week against the Carolina.
For Kirk Cousins.
Rock, against the Kirk. I was about to say the Kirk Panthers.
The Carolina Panthers.
The Carolina Panthers, bro. That's how bad it was, right? The Carolina Panthers, bro. To lose 30-0 when you got Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Darnell Mooney came back. they had the offense ready to rumble, man, and they lost to the Carolina Panthers this way, bro. Barbecue sauce all over the streets of Carolina right now, man. It's not looking good. I've said this before, Rock, and I will continue to say this. Michael Penix will never reach his potential, his full potential under Raheem Morris. I just don't think it's going to happen. They fired the receivers coach this week, and it's like, what that's going to do? I don't know, but they got rid of him. Right now, man, Michael Penix, man, he's eating alphabet soup right now, bro. A lot of L's going on, and we need him to get back to where we need him to be. And I'm gonna let you talk on him before we get to Chase Brown and a couple of more duds, and we're gonna get into some games. But him specifically, I had to bring him up first because I just feel like with all the weapons around him, all of the factors of this game, especially playing against the Carolina Panthers, man, no reason why that score wasn't reversed and the Falcons win 30-0.
Yeah, not a good game for Michael Penix. He had 172 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He didn't take any sacks either, though. Somehow, Bryce Young had only. Bro,
he didn't do nothing. Bryce didn't even do nothing. And he won 30-0.
Bryce Young had a sack for 7 yards and 121 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. They still won 30-0.
30-0.
Didn't need him at all. And now look, Chuba Hubbard. He didn't even have a touchdown. No one had a touchdown outside of Rico Dowdle and Bryce Young. I guess he had a rush for a touchdown. That's all they needed, Fizz.
Crazy.
They just let the Falcons beat themselves. Yeah, they couldn't get anything going. Even beat
at all. They made my boy Jake work harder, man. Shout out to Jake. He said, now with this win, they got him working overtime, man. So hopefully y'all celebrating.
These division games are kind of weird. It's just like it's either very, very close, no matter how good or bad the teams are, or sometimes it's like just terrible. And that was just one of those games. Hopefully they can just flush this down the toilet. The Falcons and the Panthers are both now 1-2. Not looking good. So hopefully Michael Penix, get your shit together.
Well, they play the Commanders this week, Rock. So we're gonna see, man. If J-Day plays, they're gonna have to put up some points now.
They're gonna get killed probably.
All right. Well, what you think about this guy at the bottom covering his ears? Because he don't want to hear the noise right now, man.
Man, this is a guy I was trying to trade away all damn offseason. I saw him going really high. People being like, oh, yeah, Chase Brown is one of my favorite RBs. He's super underrated. Look what he
Top
did.
12.
He was the most efficient RB along with Jonathan Taylor this last 6 weeks. He got all that usage. Man, none of those people, Fizz, were any in my damn leagues. I have one share of them, just one. He's on my championship roster, on my juggernaut team, and I'm trying to trade his ass away to the point where I'm like, I'm probably going to take way less than what he's worth for. I might as well just keep him, Fizz.
Yeah, that hurt. Yeah, you got to keep him now at this point, brother.
I
got rid of him for Smitty this offseason, man, so kudos to me, brother.
Oh, my God. I would kill for that. I would kill for that.
And a humble brag, I got a move up in the draft. So I got Smitty plus a second swap where I moved up like 3 spots. So kudos to me, man. Shout out to me. That's all I want to say, man. But go ahead, though, Rob.
I think he's just a one-head wonder, man. We have so many RBs that just have one amazing season and then don't do shit. But also, too, in fairness to him, Cincinnati just looks like a terrible shit show. And you're going to look bad when you go up against the Vikings.
And they play like that, bro. Sheesh.
I mean, we have him on the graphic right now. Also, that graphic looks pretty dope. But it should be Jake Browning. Jake Browning was the one that had the worst game of his career ever. It looked terrible against the Vikings. He gave that one corner out in Minnesota the highest rating PFF has ever given out to a player. And that was single-handedly all because of Jake Browning, making him look like God out there on defense. So, but no, we can move on past these guys. You're stuck with Chase Brown until they get.
Well, I want to throw some runner-ups, man, for this bad fallers, and this is the fallers segment. So we're gonna get to the schedule, and then we're gonna get up out of here. But Calvin Ridley, Travis,
my God,
Neighbors, T. Higgins, Tucker Craft. Out of all those names, Rock, give me 1 or 2 guys that you need to speak on. Travis Hunter probably being number 1. Trevor Lawrence just looks like Dookie. They won the game. Shout out. I don't know if you want to tell everybody, but shout out Mom. She actually went out there to the Jaguars game to watch that pathetic show. I don't know why she was out
Hey,
there.
at least they won.
Shout out to mom. She saw some Travis Hunter, and hey, man, I think she's still out there now. I think about it, but sorry to let everybody know my mom's location, but she damn sure went to the game, and I said, "Why are you there in the jungle?" Hopefully, you're gonna see Kodak Black and not these sorry Jaguars, man. But Rock, let us know about Travis Hunter, man, and the rest of these bums that play.
He's not the one I want to speak on because he's a rookie, and also too, I mean, he's also this. There's none of these wide receivers are also playing defense too. You know, his brain's about to explode from all the shit that he has to handle to the point where frequently in every game, Fizz, he's misaligned. He doesn't know the full offensive playbook. He's putting himself in the wrong position. He's causing delays of games. People taking timeouts because he's lining up in the wrong spot. There's a lot that goes into playing wide receiver. This is a reason why we wait 3 to 4 years before any of these guys break out. Most of the guys take even longer to learn the position. And we're in an NFL where people don't, it's 3 games, Fizz, and he's not a Hall of Famer yet. And so people are getting all pissed off at him. And it's just like, no, he's also lining up against after he gets done with it on 3rd down or 4th down and they're punting the ball, he has to go back out there and cover Nico Collins.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I think it's. Go ahead.
I didn't say this, right? I think he can play both sides of the field, but I think they need to just get him emphasized on one side, which is offense, and then bring him in on the other side. I think you introduce him to the NFL, not on both sides right away, bro. He's still getting introduced to the NFL. It's a different game. Just keep him on offense, man. And once you get a rhythm, because they still don't have. How can you take me off of offense when you don't even have a rhythm on offense? This is one of the worst offenses I've seen in the league. Get me right on offense, and then I say, all right, you got it. You 80% on offense. Now we get you on defense. But right now, they need to establish the offensive side first before anything. And they don't even have that part. So you can't be 50-50 when you're not even 100.
I mean, for me, this is one thing that I've been hearing a lot, and maybe this is because the internet is just paying attention to what I've been searching. A lot has to do with coaching and teaching. And I've been seeing a lot over the last couple of weeks how QBs are underdeveloped. Fizz. They don't have a plan for these young guys. Yep. Like Tennessee Titans have no idea what to do with Cam Ward. They're not setting them up for success whatsoever. They don't have a coach that can coach them. They don't have a coach that can just really coach really at all when it comes to a whole head team. Maybe he's a great coordinator, but when it comes to being a head coach, that's a whole other complete game. So they're not set up for success. Yeah. I don't know if anyone out there knows how to coach a guy outside of Deion Sanders, Fizz, coach a wide receiver and a DB and be able to set them up in the best position to be able to succeed. He doesn't have the people around him probably that know what the hell how to do that, because no one's ever done that in the NFL for a long ass time and not at the degree that Travis Hunter can do. That's why I'm not holding him to the same degree as like, dude, what the hell is going on with Calvin Ridley? Calvin Ridley has looked so bad. Looked. You talk about this show being called Overcooked. That guy is burnt. He is done. He is cliffed. I don't want to even hear his name ever again, Fizz. I'm
riddle
totally
me this,
out.
Huh? He needs some riddles going on out there.
I am totally out on Calvin Ridley. I can't believe you and me, along with players like Jawan Jennings and Jacoby Myers, is just like, oh, yeah, he's one of the best steals. He's the number 1 wide receiver that's going in the 40s. He's an ultimate value. Man, that was a knife that was falling down. And if you drafted him, you got stabbed by that knife. So,
damn, my boy going hard on Ridley, man. I feel you, though, bro.
Oh, my God.
A lot of disappointment from these late round guys. Fortunate for the people, we will be mock drafting next week, man, to see where we at with these players. And shout out to KB. He asked, are we back tonight? Rock, are we back tonight?
Yeah, if I don't die.
Okay, all right. Well, let's just say we plan on it, KB. We'll see, man. My boy going through some things. And, hey, man, we want to give y'all what y'all need. But we'll see, man. We're going to see. But our plan is to be there, for sure. And if not, maybe we make it up to y'all. We'll see what's up. But, Rock, we're going to close out, man, running through some of these games for this week and next week, and then we're going to get up out of here, bro. So this week right here, man, some of the big games, you had Miami versus Buffalo. The Dolphins almost won that game. That I feel like I feel like that was a game that ultimately, if they won, they back on track as okay, we figured it out. Let's just keep pushing. But to lose the way they lost, Tua throwing the pick, man, it's over with, man. It's time to just go ahead and put the Dolphin back in the cage. And I don't even know if Dolphins have cages. I have no clue. I put them in the pool, 3 feet of water. I don't know, damn it. Let's just figure out what we're gonna do with the Dolphins.
Beats Ace Ventura for sure.
Exactly. Go ahead, my fault. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I did figure out what that tweet was and why Rome Odunze did not make the cut. Keenan Allen is the only wide receiver to not only have a touchdown in every game, but also 60 yards receiving. That's what the distinguishing part was. Rome Odunze, he only had 37 yards in that first game, Fizz, against the Vikings.
And Rock, even last week when he scored a touchdown, everybody, hey, Rome, we stocking him up. I'm like, bro, it's one play. Hold on now. I'm not saying that I don't like Rome's stock, but after one play, you gotta just wait a minute, all right? This is
he does look good now. He does look good now.
He locked in.
Keenan Allen, through the first 3 games, has looked like the most productive, consistent guy out there at his age, which is crazy. But when it comes to this Miami,
I was gonna go through the games, but go ahead. You got to do Miami. We don't even gotta go to the Dallas Chicago game. We kind of already talked to one.
I just have some crazy stats when it comes to this Miami Buffalo game. Josh Allen, Fizz, became the fastest NFL player to reach 300 total touchdowns. That's regular season playoffs. That's rushing and passing. He did this in 127 games. Patrick Mahomes, he did it in 128. So he beat him by 1 game to be able to get to 300. Allen also hit 200th career regular season passing touchdowns. That's the 6th fastest in NFL history. With that win, Buffalo, Fizz, you know that Buffalo has had 25 straight games where they've won the turnover battle, including the first 3 games. They haven't turned over the ball at all on offense.
Well, I mean, they run the ball insane. A lot, though, man. So as long as they got the ball secure right here, the shoulder pass, man.
They need to take freaking Derrick Henry needs to take some notes from that. But yeah, like you said, Miami was in that game. The Bills allowed the Dolphins to convert on 10 of 15 third downs, Fizz, 67%. That's pretty high for what's supposed to be a lot better Buffalo defense. Also, too, Ollie Gordon, every time he got the ball, he got a first down. It was crazy. So he's looked pretty damn good, including he scored a touchdown. So he's probably one of the more reliable backup RBs that if you don't have him, you should trade a couple of thirds to be able to get him. Maybe even a second, because Achane is not the greatest bill of health, and he's looked good in the limited times he's got. That might be a heady move for tonight's show.
Devin Neal. I thought Devin Neal was going to be what Ollie Gordon is with the opportunity, but Kendre Miller seems to be having some playing time, can makers. But Ollie is definitely what I thought Devin Neal would have been for the Saints. So
I do have one question for you when it comes to this game. I want to have a little bit more of a discussion. Is McDaniel, their head coach, the real issue? Do you think that he is the biggest culprit for why the Dolphins are at where they're at today?
He's not their head coach. He's just a guy. He's just a guy, bro. He doesn't lead anybody. He doesn't look like a leader of men. He goes there, he stands on the sideline. He got his cool shades on. He got one pants leg rolled up like he LL Cool J. He got his Air Force Ones on. He got a hoodie. He just chilling. He don't look like he's a leader in that locker room. If I'm his player, especially after another loss, man, all right, coach, bye, man. I might not even call him coach. I might even call him Mac. Hey, what up, Mac? I ain't gonna call him coach. This dude, he ain't but probably like 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't look like he looks like he's defeated, right? He doesn't, you know, and Mike brought this up on Friday. Some guys aren't built to lead. Some guys are given positions that they have to lead, but I think he's more of an OC than a head coach. I think if he goes back to being an OC, you will see him smiling, laughing, joking, having a blast. But being in the driver's seat, this doesn't seem to be his thing. And I don't think he's a leader when it comes to the locker room of overall leading a team to where they need to be. So I think he is a problem, not just because of his play call and all that, the tone that he set in the locker room. Nobody believes that he can get them to where they need to be.
Well, I will say that after the game, after the loss, Tyreek Hill said that he loved what he saw from his head coach, because he said he coached like his piss was on fire, whatever the hell that means. I think that McDaniel doesn't want to be the angry guy. But unfortunately, that might be the only thing that actually works for this team. I don't think that he is the real issue. And that's the reason why I bring this up. If you look at what Tua has done throughout his career, it has been so underwhelming. He did not deserve that contract. And that is even a far aside from his head injuries. Like, that's the number one thing that people want to talk about. But man, he threw away that game at the very end with that awful interception. You should have been able to see that. When you have Tyreek Hill, when you have Jalen Waddle, when you have Devon Achane, that's the fastest, most dynamic trio in the NFL phase. You can do whatever you want to a defense, and he can't figure that shit out. I think that McDaniel is doing the best that he can with a very limited QB in Tua. And also, too, that team had nothing on defense, Fizz. Their best corner, Storm Duck, was out. Their top 2 corners they just signed in the last 2 weeks, Fizz. That's it. And they were able to stay in that game against Buffalo. Their GM and I think their QB have much more to blame than McDaniel. McDaniel is doing the best that he can so that he doesn't throw himself off of a bridge. When you have a situation where that defense is completely depleted, when you have a situation when your offensive line, your 2 best offensive line leave, there's only so much that you can do. The writing's already on the wall. You're already going to take all of these L's. And I think McDaniels is doing the best with what he has. So
I'm going to give you this comparison. We talked about the Dolphins too long, but I'm going to give you this comparison. I'm going to get out. Structure, right, is what he don't have. When you a parent and you come home every day, you give your kids everything they want. All right, you had a bad day at school. Don't worry about it. Here you go. Take this iPad. Take this money. Take this gift card. Then when they go out there and you think, I gave them everything that they wanted, so maybe they're going to give me what I need back. That's what he's doing to his team, bro. He's giving them everything they want, and they not giving them back because I know what you just said. He's not that angry guy, that overreactive guy, but sometimes you got to know when to turn it on to say, listen, I gave y'all everything you wanted. Now I'm taking it back because I need to get some results. And he hasn't done that. I don't think he's going to do it. So I just think structure of, man, this the cool teacher. I don't got to come to class on time. I could just do. I'm not saying that because I'm not in the locker room, but he doesn't seem like the guy that has structure and discipline with his players. And they seem to just be walking all over him. That's what it seemed like to me.
It's all bad vibes. It's all these different things that are gone wrong. Everything needs a clean slate. I will just say, of all the players, all the coaches involved, all the personnel you want to talk about, I think McDaniel is the guy that I believe the most wholeheartedly will have success in the future. I do not feel the same way about the GM. I do not feel the same way about Tua.
For sure.
So
I mean, it's not from the top. Even the owners, they got like 12 owners. Like I think
they were like the Green Bay Packers.
The Serena Williams and Venus sisters got some ownership. You got Fergie and Will.i.am. Everybody got
Tom Brady.
Yeah, like everybody got a part of this team. So again, it starts from the top. But I just think the structure, Rock, you give players what they want, but you ain't getting nothing back, and you haven't taken nothing to say you're not getting this back till I get what I want. That's what I think is going on in Miami, bro.
Yeah, and he's definitely anti-Ben Johnson. I will say that.
That's for sure. So I know we're gonna get up out of here, man. We're gonna get 2 more minutes, Rock. I will say I want to talk about the Lions and the Ravens game. Last night, the Lions, bro, had a drive that was like, I had the damn stat. I tweeted it last night.
It was like 10 and a half minutes. It was 98 and a half yards. And they didn't just do that once.
It was 18 plays, 11 minutes, 98 yards, bro. And that right there is a deflating drive in itself. You see a team do that on you and look efficient.
Because they did it twice. They had two drives over 95 yards.
Crazy, bro. And they didn't miss a beat. They didn't miss a beat at all. So I just think they really took the Ravens' soul last night, man. I think Mark Henry's fumble was just the icing on the cake, man. So I said Mark Andrew. Mark. What am I? Mark? Derrick Henry.
There's something in the water in Baltimore between Mark Andrews and Derrick Henry.
I know, right? So Derrick Henry, man, he's leading the league in fumbles. He looked frustrated. I don't know if I'm sure you saw the clip, Rock. When he went over and went crazy, he crashed out on that sideline, bro. He looked like a kid when you take the
It looked so I felt so bad for him because
me and my girl was laughing last night. Oh, looks laughing like, bro, what is it? He looked like a baby, bro, like a big baby.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he looked like
and all you could hear in him, just the camera. You know what he was saying? He was like this.
Yeah,
he's saying, "Oh my god," over and over again. He couldn't believe it.
He looked like a kid when you took their Robux away and their Roblox, man. It didn't look good, Rock. But again, the Baltimore Ravens are still our team, man. We show them some love. We got to show them some love. I know we closing out, right? Anything you want to say? I wanted to look at least give me 2 games next week that you're looking forward to, and then we're gonna get up out of here after you say what you was about to say.
Let me talk about this Lions real quick, and then if you can, I'll pull up the schedule after that. David Montgomery ran for a career high 151 yards on only 12 carries. Fizz. He also forced
2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and 2 touchdowns. He forced 6 missed tackles on his first 6 rush attempts, Fizz. So every time he got the ball, he was making people miss. Both him and Gibbs combined for 218 yards, 4 touchdowns, Fizz.
Hey, and, Rock, the Lions team look back. I know you said last week, man, I'm counting them out. I don't know.
No, that's not. No, 2 weeks ago I said that after the Packers. Yeah. So after that Chicago win, I was like, thank God I picked them to go to the NFC Championship. I was back in on them.
Yeah.
This is the first time, Fizz, that the Lions have beaten the Ravens since 2005.
I saw that. Yeah, it was
and it's the first ever road victory. Because I remember listening to Gruden break down this game. And the Ravens were like 20-6 when they're wearing the all black. And they had just been destroying the Lions. I think they were 6-1 or 5-1.
I don't know if you saw this, bro. Games. Jared Goff is top 3 in primetime games. I think he's like 23-6 or something like that. He's over Pat Mahomes. He's over.
But he's bad on Monday night. He's actually, I've seen that stat before too. But also another thing that Gruden broke down was that on Monday night, they're usually not that good. So they got all these things were completely going against the Lions. They were talking about their 2 guards, being a huge problem the first 2 weeks. But the main thing was like being without, our star defensive tackle and Matabuke, and then also too missing Van Noy, who had our team 12.5 sacks last year. They completely just ran at our weakness. And they completely took, like you said, they took our soul away. I don't like saying that, but they were in complete control of that entire game. And then on critical downs, dude, Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown, we talked about the elites, Puka Nacua being in that discussion. Can we get Amon-Ra St. Brown in this discussion as well? That guy just does everything well. He can speak German. And it's just like, I absolutely love Amon-Ra St. Brown. There's just nothing that he can't do well. He is a complete mismatch. So yeah, they did everything that they needed to do in order to win that game. And they also got 7 sacks on Lamar Jackson. 7 sacks.
Don't throw the ball away. You just said earlier.
Yeah, and Derrick Henry has fumbled for 3 straight games. So
yeah, two very costly fumbles is that. But next week, Rock, we couldn't get too far in because we both got things going on this morning. But we appreciate everybody that's here. Thank you for coming through. Hopefully we can get this thing tonight, man. But if not, you understand. You feel me? Well, we always gonna be here for the people and come through for y'all. But week 4, Rock, I'm gonna give you 4 games. You pick 2. Well, I'll give you a call. I don't know if you got to schedule up, but I'll just say the biggest game for me. Man, I wish CeeDee Lamb was playing because that Packers and Cowboys game is showtime Sunday night, 8 p.m. Man, they're
gonna be showing so much Jerry Jones up in the press box.
I don't know if you heard this, but they not giving Micah a tribute. Jerry said he's not doing it. Micah didn't. He said you give a guy like Emmitt Smith a tribute, not Micah Parsons. That's what he said. So he's taking that one hard, brother. So I'm not saying that this won't be a game. It was tough
for him to give him around on Jimmy Johnson too. Just give it some time, because the wound is still fresh. He needs to come up with another documentary before that happens.
And I'm not even going to say this because I'm a fan, but I do believe at Dallas Sunday night against Green Bay. They're gonna make this a show. Whether they lose or not is another thing. But I do believe that they're gonna make this a must-watch TV type of game. But the biggest game, I think, Ravens and Chiefs, man, got to be up there regardless of what the Chiefs look like on offense right now. I heard that Xavier Worthy could have maybe played last week. So this week, he might be in the mix to play, man. We'll see if Kyle Hamilton go over there and hit him on that shoulder, man, might be over with for him. But the Ravens and the Chiefs for sure for me, Rock. And I'm gonna say the Eagles and the Bucks might be a big game too, man. Those are a lot of the biggest games this week. Eagles and Bucks, Ravens and Chiefs. Where you at with it for week 4? Before we
those were the two games I was looking at as well. You know that Kansas City, if they would have went 0-3, Fizz, that would have been the first time ever in the Mahomes, Andy Reid era that they would have been 0-3. So they averted complete disaster. Those are two teams that are not looking themselves. So I want to see, just piss and vinegar in that game. Does them tear each other apart? You brought up Philadelphia and Tampa Bay. Those are 2-3-0 teams.
No, Mike Evans too. Now he got his hamstring injuries. Oh, well, he's not labeled out yet, but he's suffered. I think they say 7 years in a row he's had hamstring injuries or something like that. So it's not looking too good on that side.
And the one outside of everyone's going to be talking about Green Bay, Dallas. The one that I'm actually the most excited for. How about Indianapolis and the LA Rams?
That's a good call.
3-0. LA Rams are 2-1. These are both great teams. So I want to see if Indianapolis can keep it up. If they go 4-0, if they beat the Denver Broncos and the Rams, holy shit, we need to start talking a lot more. Man, the corniest thing everyone keeps saying, Indiana Jones. I'm not going to say that, Fizz. Everyone keeps talking about Daniel Jones in Indianapolis.
Well, maybe they're doing it for Irsay, man. Irsay passed earlier this year. Maybe some inspiration going on behind that.
Well, they need to get the patch like they did with, the Ravens won the year that Art Modell passed away.
They got a patch. They got a patch.
They do?
Yeah, they got one.
Well, that just goes to show I haven't watched any of these Indianapolis games too closely enough to be able to see it.
The new owner / the daughter, she's even on the sideline with a headphone set. She said she locked in.
Yeah, she's been doing that the last couple of years. She wants to know whether or not these coaches are full of shit. Absolutely love it. Every time they have a picture of her too, she always looks like, I want to fire someone so bad. So don't want to mess with her. Absolutely love seeing that. But let's get a couple of questions, and then we can get on out of here.
All right, rapid fire. My boy Hound House. I was offered Jamar Chase and Braylon Allen. Jamar Chase for Mbuka and Cam Scatterbo.
Okay.
Jamar Chase and Braden Allen and Jamar Chase for Mbuka. Oh, it's two different trades. Okay, Jamar Chase and Allen or Jamar Chase for Mbuka and Cam Scatterbo. So
would you trade Chase for Mbuka and Cam Scatterbo? That's what he's asking.
Yeah. He didn't say it was a redraft or not. I'm guessing this is redraft because this definitely not a dynasty question. I don't think
it could be Fizz. Mbuka, everyone's super hot on him, and Cam Scatterbo.
If it's dynasty, you ain't got 2 firsts on top of that, brother. We're not even talking.
I don't know, Fizz. This might be closer than you think because Mbuka, before we say it in the next couple of weeks, he's going to be valued at 2 firsts. He's going to be in that same tier along with Marv, along with BTJ.
You talking to a guy that's not even high on Jamar Chase's number 1 receiver, but I'm not trading for Mbuka and Scatterbo on no planet. Can't do it.
Man. Here's the other thing is too, Jamar Chase is going to be without Burrow for the next 11 weeks.
That's why I play Dynasty. Next year, he going to win the Triple Crown, and I'm going to be like, hey, good luck.
I will say that if I have Jamar Chase, Hound, I want a QB or another elite wide receiver. Mbuka and Cam Scatterbo, from a production standpoint, looks good today. Will it look good a month from now? Will it look good a year from now? Whenever you have someone like Jamar Chase, it's just like, he's locked away. You can just count on him and his value. He's one of the few guys, Hound, where his value does not go down really whatsoever. Even with this situation that he's got going on right now, it is out of his control. He can't do anything about it, but that's why we got to come back for next year. I would not personally do it for Mbuka and Cam Scatterbo because I love those two guys, but I can't do it.
Damn dog jumping up on stuff. To close out, if it's redraft though, Rock, would you do it?
That sounds kind of dumb, but it's no. He's got what's it say? He's Browning. I mean, it's gonna look bad.
Would you do it, brother? I'm asking you.
Yes, I do.
There we go.
Because Mbuka is the wide receiver 1 now, uncontested in Tampa Bay. If Mike Evans is going to be out for a week or two, and Cam Scatterbo is their whole offense.
Yeah.
So if it's redraft, isn't that crazy that I'm saying that?
I hear you, brother.
We're going into week 4, and I just said trade for these 2 rookies, the best wide receiver, the number 1 overall pick in all redraft. That's where we're at.
That's where we at with it, baby. So go ahead and get us up out of here, Rock, man. We appreciate everybody being here. I got some stuff to do. My boy got to go ahead and work on the vocals, and we're going to get things together, baby. So, Rock, give us some words of wisdom if you got them, and we're going to close shop, man.
Okay. Before I even bring up my words of wisdom, I will say shout out to my wife. Because this morning, Fizz, I didn't even know what planet I was on. She was asking me how I was doing, and I just looked at her like this. She fed the cats this morning. She got me a breathing treatment done. She made my tea. And also, too, she scheduled, you know how hard it is to find a doctor's appointment the same day, Fizz? She scheduled it, and it's in a couple hours. So she did all of that in like 15 minutes. And then she kissed me goodbye. She said, have a good show. And then she left to go do her work.
Shout out to White, man.
Shout
out to White, baby.
For sure.
Shout out to White. There we go.
So here's my words of wisdom this week, guys. If you're anything like me, it's an endless pursuit of making the most of your time. Constantly filling your schedule, trying to make the most of your time, always wanting to be stimulated and filled up by the outside world. Guys, don't feel bad. Take some rest. It's not a waste of time. And it's okay to be bored. Not everything you pursue is good for you. That's my words of wisdom for this week. I definitely need some rest, Frizz. I'm going to rest up, ice up before tonight's show. I am looking forward to it, though. Maybe next week, we should start off with the fallers first. I get a lot more animated when it comes to the negative stuff before I get to all the guys.
Today, because I got something to do in 30 or 20 minutes. So today we just had to kind of move through, but we still got it done. You wasn't at your best. I'm in a rush, but we still got it done. Patty said, what's up with the night? We're going to see, man. We see how Rock feel. No school today for my kids, so I kind of got a day to chill, but we'll see how that go, man. But regardless, y'all stay tapped in. And even if we're not here tonight, man, next week we will make it up for it, or we might come back tomorrow. Who knows? We'll see what's up. End of the day, we will have y'all ready. And y'all just be ready, baby. So get ready so you ain't got to be ready. That's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to go. Rock, man, close us out. We're going to get up out of here and see y'all next week, baby. Next week, tap in. Might be back tonight. We'll see.